UK Parliament says the country's government has ignored Russian election interference efforts for years. A report by the British legislative body does not conclude whether the influence campaigns were successful, but that the government did not try to seek evidence of an attack against its democracy. Mark Phillips reports from London.
Well, this was a long-delayed and much-anticipated report by Britain's Parliamentary Intelligence and Security Committee into Russian interference in UK politics. And if it did not produce a smoking gun, that's because the committee says nobody looked for one. The report says Russian interference in Western politics is now the new normal, but that the UK only started to consider the threat after Moscow's hack and leak operation into the Democratic National Committee in Washington became public. Still, the report was kept under wraps by the Boris Johnson government for almost a year until the committee outmaneuvered him and released the report today. The government feared, it was assumed, that details of Russian interference might cast doubt on the legitimacy of the referendum vote here to leave the European Union. As it turned out, there's not enough detail in the report, and the government has already rejected the idea of an investigation. In releasing its report, the committee wasn't short of juicy quotes, though. Russian interference was, they said, a hot potato issue that none of the security services like MI5 wanted to touch with, quote, a 10-foot pole. The security services, it says, are conditioned to stay out of domestic politics, and no one in the government told them to investigate. As for the referendum vote itself, the committee says it was not compromised because it was a paper vote. So, no smoking gun, and for the Johnson government, another bullet dodged.
Mark Phillips in London, thank you for that.